Oh boy, it's my favorite time. It's leaks time. Regions come out with another big, and we're getting actually a bunch of leaks lately. So just a bunch of stuff that's in the back burner for this game that's coming out, and who even knows when. They just keep adding it to the files, and stuff keeps coming out. But yeah, our favorite leaker is coming out with some new info about something that he also has talked about in the previous leak the other day. Was it 2 weeks ago? No, it's not even. It's almost been 2 weeks ago. And was a collaboration event that's supposedly coming. Again, this is like even though if you watched the other leak video, these kinds of leaks are straight from like the beta app that he has access to, and a lot of times, it comes out, but not necessarily exactly how he saw it there, because the devs maybe changed their mind about something. It's just how development works for games. They release something a certain way, then they change it because they thought maybe it will work best in a different way. It's just how it works. But September 8th, supposedly, there could be a collaboration event, or it could be later, but definitely there's a collab coming for sure. And he got some more info on what it could be. So it's possible a rerun of Tensura, which is slime. At that time, I got reincarnated as a slime. If you're new to the game and you don't know, there's already been a collab with that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So it's a good chance that we're gonna have another one, because they've already done one. They might as well do it again. Also, I feel like KOF. Again, we had a collab with King of Fighters, which is a fighting game that Netmarble actually has rights to, and they have a mobile game of. Also, I feel like could definitely have another collab, because they had the collab that we had was KOF, specifically the game from 1998. It was KOF 98, and they're definitely gonna have other collabs with KOF specifically for a game. Hopefully with these collabs they bring back the other units as well, by the way. If they're gonna make a rerun with that time ago with Slime, I would love if they brought back the SSRs that came with this collab, because personally, I don't have I don't I no, I have Rimuru. I have both Rimurus. I don't have, my god, I forgot their names. I'm horrible with names. If you've known me for a long time, I am the worst with names. I'm decent with numbers. I can't like I know, I don't know if this is a weird thing to know, but I know from top of my head like my credit card number, and like all my ID numbers and stuff. I know all of it from top of my head, because I guess I just use it so much. Especially the credit card of these Grand Cross transactions. God, I forgot. Milim. I actually was looking for him on the Grand Cross database and I couldn't find him. Milim and Orc Boy. I'm calling him Orc Boy. But anyways, they came out, and then of course, Rimuru had 2 releases, because back then they had an idea of making 3 SSRs and then an SR for the banner, so it's easier to pull. But then they scrapped that after AOT, so that's unfortunate. Because I actually like that, making an SR is good, but of course with 4 SSRs, they're most likely gonna be better, and longer lasting, at least some of them. But yeah, I'll share the skills. It says, if it is Tensura, the characters could be Rimuru Tempest, Veldora Tempest, and Shion. Shion? I don't know. I also said that although it's possible to have another collab with Netflix, so maybe we could have another collab with a different show, because of course we had a collab with Netflix for Stranger Things. So we could have another one. So if you don't know, Seven Deadly Sins is very, very heavily connected to Netflix. I believe what they do is they actually monetize the production. They actually, invest on the production of the anime. I believe. I don't know what other involvement they have with Seven Deadly Sins, but So of course, collabs with Netflix are very, very viable. But yeah, so he shares the skills that are currently in the beta app, but don't actually believe that this will actually be how it will turn out, because oh my god, I just found a dead pixel on my screen. Sorry. Anyways, it was not on the screen that I'm using, it's the other screen. He also shared with us for the ReZero collab the skills that were in the beta app for those units, and they turned out mostly different than what was actually in the beta app. So the only thing that was very similar was Speedy actually commented with me that Emilia in the beta app had a freeze kill, but the freeze kill that she had was an AoE freeze kill, which would have been insane. But you know, mostly these will turn out different, but just in the case that some of these don't, let's see what they have actually been planning for these characters. So for the skills, keep in mind, these are at level 3 always. So Rimuru, a new Rimuru, so that's interesting, making a separate Rimuru from the one that we already not have. And again, we've never had a return or a rerun of any collabs before, so if they make a rerun of Slime, hopefully they'll bring those characters back. And same thing if maybe, because I believe this is for promoting season 2 that's actually just come out, so not so long ago. So you know, this is great promotion for season 2. Is this season 3? Slime season 2. It's 2. It's 2. Okay. Because I have not watched season 2 yet. I've been waiting for it all to come out. Because I want to watch it one go, but I'm gonna actually start watching it and just, you know, keep watching every week. But if they do bring it back, hopefully they'll bring back those characters again with AOT. They could also be promoting season 4 part 2, you know, stuff like that. So hopefully they'll bring it back. Because also I don't have a 6/6 Levi. That would be great to get, and my Rimuru is 1/6, so. But anyways, for every demon ally in battle, decreases HP stats and defense stats of all enemies by 6%. So, in battle, I'm assuming in the field, not counting the one in the back. So, max there you can get is 18%. For every unknown ally in battle, decreases attack stats of all enemies by 6%. In addition, the heroes also have demon race. This is why I actually said 18%, not 12. He is unknown, but he also is a demon as part of his passive, just like Sigurd. So this would actually be really good for Assault Melee. Now, mostly because of this, so I think that this passive is really good. Especially, you know, if you're doing the demon thing, decreasing their defense stats by 18%, also HP, of course, but the defense by 18%, you're going to be getting those crits much more often with Assault Melee and stuff like that. So that's really good. And he has a rank up. That's the thing, right? These skills and passives cannot be trusted. They most likely will be changed. But god damn it, if we get rank ups for Assault Melee, this will be a game changer. See, Assault Melee, in my opinion, is an underrated character. I think Assault Melee is a great team that's just not as utilized as the one, because I don't know, I feel like you know, Assault Melee is just less reliable, but he's still like really good. So I think that this would be a game changer for Assault Melee, because he's already good and this would just make him better. And we'll see how it goes, because Cusack, honestly, I think I'm too hard on Cusack. He is good, but at the same time, I don't like him. I just don't like him. I just don't like. I think that he's a boring character. He was made to be a counter to Bond specifically, and I don't like characters like that. You know, as much as I like characters that are more thought out and original. Like Bond, for example. Bond's a very original character. He's the only character in the game that transforms HP into damage, as far as I'm aware, like the way he does it. So I like characters like that. They're very original. But Kusok is not very original. But anyways, the other skill that presumably could come with him is actually a very brand new skill. Inflicts damage equal to 250% of attack on all enemies, and it bleeds through ultimate gauge. So this is, right here is the basic takeoff ultimate gauge AoE. But, in addition, increases the hero's ultimate move gauge by the number of orbs depleted from the enemy's ultimate gauge by the hero. So, Hawk and Oslo have something similar, because I'm actually gonna switch here to Chrome real quick. Hawk and Oslo have something similar because they have the card, right? It's verbatim, 250 and depletes through ultimate gauge. And their passive is increases the hero's ultimate move gauge by the number of orbs depleted from the enemy's ultimate move gauge by the hero. So, if they actually release this unit with, see, here's the, I don't think this is actually, I think this skill is not gonna be a thing, because this is a skill that already exists, but absurdly better. It's not even funny. It's like, if they release this, they would have to update this skill. And if they do that, that completely defeats the purpose of this unit even existing, Hawk and Oslo, because that's the whole point of his passive. So they would either have to change his passive to something different, or his passive would be nonsensical because he would already have the ability on the card. So that's, you know, I don't, like, this is why this skill is not coming out unless they make changes, because it's just absurd for them to release like the same skill and upgrade it and have this unit that's made for that. They would completely remove the purpose of the unit even existing in the game. So that's funny, honestly. That's really, that's hilarious that they would do that. I don't think they will. They're thinking about it. It's in the beta server, so they're thinking about it. So if they do that, they would have to update the skill, and they would have to, you know, change Hawk and Oslo's passive. But I don't think this skill is gonna come out. If it does, goddamn, because a lot, like Blue Lilia, Red Lilia has this skill. A lot of characters have this skill. So Red Ascanor, that would be a big buff to all of them. But ultimate inflicts damage equal to 300% on all enemies. That's not a lot. Oh, gains Abyss effect and takes 50% of damage. So it's an Abyss ultimate. Again, could not come out for the actual unit, but I would love to see, honestly, another unit with the AoE Abyss. And it would make sense because last collab, we had Emilia who had the same ultimate as Lost Vein, and we would have again the same ultimate instead now as King. Hopefully we're never gonna get another character with Goddess Liz's ultimate. Can you imagine that? But Shion, oh, by the way, I didn't, if you've never watched Slime, this is how Rimuru looks like. This is our boy. He's in the game. If you're new to the game, you might have never actually seen him, and if you never watched Slime at all. But I actually recommend, even if this collab doesn't actually come to fruition, which I think it will, I recommend watching. Slime is a great anime. Season 1, you know, is a very fun watch. There's not much conflict, really. It's just a really fun watch. And I know Season 2 picks up heat and becomes more conflict-based by some people that I know read the manga. And they have, like, Slime as, like, their favorite manga ever. But Season 1 is, like, very chill and fun. and I'm actually really excited to watch season 2. And the second character that shows up in the list here is Shion, right? Shion is a big boob lady, basically. This will be in the thumbnail for sure. This is like the perfect game render with these things here. She's a big breast lady. That's her. So excited for that. Anyways, should also be unknown, of course. The hero always... So this, I already read this. This passive would be phenomenal, honestly. Especially if she has insane stats. But again, we can't really trust that this will actually be what they're going to come out with. But imagine. The hero always inflicts attribute advantage damage and doesn't receive attribute disadvantage damage. For every skill used by the hero, heals 15% of damage dealt, which if she's always doing an attribute advantage, and again, if her stats are really good, she's gonna be healing a lot every time she hits. If it's power strike damage, it goes to 475%. This is the same skill as Sauriel or Lolly Merlin. Skill 2 inflicts damage equal to 190%. Makes targets bleed. This skill sucks. I'm hoping that if they're gonna, keep one of these skills, they keep this one. Bleed AoE is one of the worst skills in the game. It's the same skill that Blue Gallon has in AoE, and it's laughable. It's insane. The percentage is absurdly low. You have the Takeoff Ultimate Gauge one, which has a better effect and a higher multiplier with 250. This bleed card is a joke. If this unit comes out with this card, it's just already gonna be fodder. So please don't. But Power Strike with this passive would be actually something I'm looking forward to. Ultimate Inflict Shatter, again, probably not. They're probably gonna change a lot of things, so maybe it won't be, it will be, I don't know. Shatter is okay. Now, Vildora. This is actually a character that even if you watch Season 1, you might not recognize. Vildora is a character from... Is this Vildora? So, this is a character from Season 2. I believe. This is a character from Season 2, and I am actually really excited to actually know more about him because he looks really cool aesthetically wise. He looks really cool. So I'm hoping that he's a cool character when I watch the series. And if he is the dragon from the beginning, that's really cool. So if he actually comes out as a character in the game, that would be, Season 2 promotion. And that would be actually, I think, fantastic. So Vedora Tempest. The hero is unaffected by skill effects, including ultimate moves. In addition, increases all allies damage dealt by 10% to every skill with skill effects. This is absurd. Unaffected by skill effects. So no takeoff ultimate gauge, no attack seal, no stun, no freeze, including ultimate moves. So no Margaret disabling. This passive is so cool and so original that I don't think it's gonna actually come out. It increases all allies' damage dealt by 10% to every skill with skill effects. So, Green Golfer's attack, like any skill with skill effects, that's every skill. That's every good skill in the game has a skill effect. So he increases the damage by this, because if skill effects, that's everything. That's like if you just go let's say Assault Melee, if you go Margaret, the charge is a skill effect. So this skill gets 10%. That's every good skill has an effect in this game. Literally every good skill in this game has an effect. every attacking good skill, like let's say Merlin, for example, right? Merlin, Power Strike, like, it's an effect. She would do extra 10% damage. In fact, it's an effect. She would do extra 10% damage. Every good skill in the game has an effect. So that's just 10% extra damage to your allies, basically. Fildora Blessing. A blessing? Is he an archangel in this series? Wait a minute. Oh, the hero gets 25% of the association hero basic stats if the association hero is a Tempest unit? What? Like, there's no way they're gonna actually put that in the game, right? There is a way. They've made broken. Have you seen Amelia? There is a way. He has a blessing? Is he a god? Is he a, like, I need to watch season 2. Is he like an angel? What? He has a blessing. The hero gets 20. So does that mean that if you use him as a link, he will always give 25% of his stats to the person that he links to? Is that correct? That has to be it. Because he is a Tempest. So Tempest units are any character that is from the Slime collab. He is a Tempest unit, so he's giving that effect to the person that he's linking with, and he is a Tempest unit, so it's like, that is really good. Like, here's the thing, right? I'm not saying that it's broken as as a blessing, because let's be real here, all the blessings are broken. The Sauriel blessing is broken for crit units. Honestly, at this point, I would say, like, either the new Lucial skill or the Sauriel skill are probably the worst, because Tarmiel's healing, if you use it with a unit that has defense gear, is so good. And Ludociel's original one, if you face an Amelia team, it can really save your butt. The new Ludociel Grace is actually really good too. You just have to, you know, face someone that actually has buffs and stuff, which a lot of characters, you know, a lot of Ludo teams do have buffs. Of course, it's Ludo or Margaret, whatever, or maybe Ban. You know, they have buffs and stuff. Sauriel, you have to crit to make it work, and if you're using like Death Pierce, you're already lowering their crit defense a lot, but it's still really good, you know. So in comparison to these other fours, this is actually, you know, really good, but not that crazy. But 25%, because the thing is that, does that also add to the stats that they're already giving, or is it like, okay, you're not getting those stats that you'd usually get, but you're getting the 25? Or is it 25 plus the stats that you already would get? That's the thing. But this would be crazy as a blessing. Wow. Oh, he has the same skill as Ban. Taunts enemy and increases HP stats by 60% for 2 turns. Is that Griamore's skill? I'm looking. I think it is, right? Yes. No, it's not. It's not. Griamore's skill is assumes a stance which increases HP related stats by 30%, damage dealt by 75%. It's much better than Griamore's taunt. Or whatever. He doesn't have a taunt. He just puts up a freaking a stance. So again, if this is how he comes out, which it probably won't be, but I'm just looking at this being like, wow, the devs are going for another broken like collab character. Increases damage dealt by 50%, decreases damage. This is the same ultimate as Green Valenti. Inflicts damage equal to 350% of attack on all enemies. Which is interesting because they didn't go all the way. So, you know, he does the same skill as Ban, which, you know, uses HP to do damage to enemies. Man, you're going to increase his HP by 25% too. Oh, you can put Ram to increase stats. Who else increases unknown stats? I would have to check that up. I mean, New Hampshire. I mean, depending on the type, you could use a type increase as well. They put the skill as HP damage, but not the ultimate, which is interesting to me because it increases the HP but not attack. But wow. Again, this is most likely not exactly how the units are gonna come out, but if in any way they represent what the devs are thinking to do with these characters, one, Rimuru would be great for Assault Melee if he has his passive and has a rank up. Shion would be great if she has this passive and has Power Strike, maybe with a different skill. And this unit in general, if they keep it the way it is, that will be absurd. But most likely they will be changed. And interesting to me is that there's only 3 characters when collabs for the past, 3 collabs have all had 4 summonable characters, SSR. So there's probably another character we don't know of that's coming out. But for now, Valdora, I don't know how to speak his name, Shion, and Rimuru are the ones that we have probable, knowledge of that will actually be coming out. Wow. I'm actually really now interested to see what the contrast will be with whatever people come up with the beta skills and what the devs will actually put in the final project of these units and what will actually come out in the game. Let me know what you think. You think these units will be broken if they come out the way it is? I think Veldora especially would be unaffected by anything and increases HP stats super high. Now here's the thing. If you have Rimuru and Green Gopher or Red Gopher, and you just double rank him up, increases HP. Oh my god. Yeah, that'll be crazy, actually. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, I actually wanted to say in the beginning of the video, don't forget, most likely this week, what we will have on JP is the Ragnarok banner with Brynhildur. So tomorrow we will have info for it and a new DN probably. This DN will either be the DN that's shown from the Ragnarok story or a festival DN. I'm assuming the DN that's shown in the festival in the Ragnarok story. So but Rimuru and stuff, the slime collab, I'm way more hyped for, if I'm being really honest, than this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm excited.